There's something you need to hear, and it's not another motivational quote. You don't need more dopamine-filled videos telling you to keep going. You don't need a new routine, a new book, a new affirmation. You don't need motivation. You need a wake-up call. Because what you're doing right now, this cycle of waiting until you feel ready, delaying the hard stuff, letting life pile up on you, isn't just wasting time. It's slowly killing your future. You've been fooled into thinking that change comes when you feel inspired. But the truth is, most of the changes that save your life won't feel good at all. They'll feel like betrayal, like exhaustion, like grief. Because the person you need to become is not someone who waits to feel like it. There's someone who acts in spite of it. If you're honest with yourself, you already know what's wrong. You already know what needs to stop. You already know what you keep avoiding. But knowing isn't the problem. It's doing. It's starting. It's breaking the spell of comfort. And no quote on your feed can do that for you. So let this video be different. Let this be the slap in the face, the cold water that shocks you back to reality. Because every minute you spend scrolling for motivation is another minute you're choosing fantasy over action. Another minute where someone else is outworking you, outgrowing you, outliving the life you say you want. You think you're stuck, but you're not. You're asleep, and it's time to wake up. The problem with motivation is that it feels like progress. You watch a video, you feel pumped, you imagine a better version of yourself. For 5 minutes, you believe things will change, but nothing changes. Because motivation tricks your brain into thinking you've already started. It gives you the reward without the work, the high without the climb, and the comfort without the consequences. Motivation has become the drug of the modern procrastinator. It's not that it's useless, it's worse. It's seductive. It tells you, just wait until you feel it. It whispers, you'll know when the time is right. And so you wait, you scroll, you keep watching videos like this one, thinking the next one will finally make you move. But real change doesn't come wrapped in fireworks and goosebumps. It comes in the silence of discipline, in the boredom of repetition, in doing what's necessary, especially when it's the last thing you want to do. Think about the people you admire most, the legends, the outliers, the ones who transformed their lives completely. Do you think they waited to feel motivated every morning? Do you think David Goggins waited for a dopamine boost before running in the freezing rain? Do you think Marcus Aurelius sat around waiting to feel like a stoic emperor? Of course not. They built their discipline in the absence of comfort. They acted in direct defiance of how they felt, because they understood something most people never do. Your feelings are unreliable narrators of your future. You don't always feel like doing the hard thing. You don't always feel brave. You don't always feel hopeful. But that doesn't mean you get to wait. It means you get to rise in spite of it. Here's the truth no one wants to admit. If you're relying on motivation, you've already lost, because you've built your entire system on something that isn't even consistent. What happens on the days you wake up tired? What happens when life hits you with grief, with failure, with betrayal? Motivation disappears, and if that's all you were depending on, so do your plans. But discipline, that's different. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. Discipline doesn't care if it's raining. Discipline shows up with you, even when everything inside you screams stop. And it's not born out of feeling good. It's born out of truth, out of clarity, out of pain. Because at some point you have to look in the mirror and ask, how long am I going to keep lying to myself? Motivation will let you sleep in. Discipline will drag you out of bed. Motivation will let you say, tomorrow. Discipline says, today, because there might not be one. And maybe the reason you're still stuck is because you've treated your life like a hobby when it demands to be treated like war. This isn't a game. This isn't about feeling ready. This is about whether or not your future self survives the decisions you're making today. You need to stop romanticizing the idea of change. Stop waiting for the right time. Stop craving the perfect emotion to carry you forward. Start choosing discomfort now before life chooses destruction later. Because comfort is easy, but comfort is also the cage. And motivation? Motivation is just the soft pillow you keep pressing against your ears so you don't have to hear the alarm. There's a quiet pain in discipline, a burn in your muscles, a dryness in your eyes, a tightening in your chest that says, this is hard. But there's a far louder pain in regret, a screaming, suffocating ache that says, you could have been more than this. The pain of discipline is temporary. The pain of regret, that one can last a lifetime. Most people don't change because they don't understand the cost of inaction. They think standing still is safe. But every day you delay, something slips away quietly. Your potential, your energy, your chance to become someone you actually respect. Discipline is waking up early when no one else will notice. It's putting in the reps when no one is clapping. It's saying no to temptations that no one would judge you for indulging in. It's lonely, it's repetitive, it's thankless. And that's exactly why it works. Because it forces you to build a life that doesn't rely on external applause. It teaches you to keep showing up for yourself, even when there's no reward in sight. But regret shows up at 2 a.m. when your mind won't shut off. It knocks on your door in your 40s, in your 60s, in your final days. It shows you flashbacks of chances you ignored, of people you pushed away, of dreams you never even attempted to reach for. And the worst part? There's no going back. Regret doesn't offer a second round. There's no do-over button for life. And every time you choose comfort over commitment, you're gambling with time you can never get back. Discipline is brutal in the short term, but regret is devastating in the long term. And here's the brutal irony. You think you're avoiding pain by not doing the hard thing today, but all you're doing is delaying a much deeper, much darker kind of pain. A pain that looks like waking up next to someone you settled for, working a job that makes your soul shrink, looking at your body and wondering how you let it get this far, seeing someone else live the life you were too scared to build. People talk about living without regrets as if it's a mindset. It's not. It's a consequence of your choices. Every yes to laziness is a no to greatness. Every skipped workout, every missed opportunity, every I'll do it tomorrow is a vote against your own future. And one day you'll either look back and feel gratitude, or you'll look back and feel grief. So yes, discipline is hard, but do it anyway, because the price of discipline is effort. The price of regret is everything. Your brain is not wired for greatness. It's wired for survival. And that's the problem. Because in today's world, survival doesn't mean hunting food or escaping danger. It means staying in your bubble. It means repeating the same habits, watching the same content, talking to the same people, and living the same day over and over again, calling it a life. Your brain is obsessed with efficiency. It wants to save energy. It craves routine, familiarity, ease. So when you try to do something uncomfortable, go to the gym, start a side hustle, speak up, say no, your brain panics. Not because you're in danger, but because you're stepping outside its comfort zone. And it will fight you. It'll whisper things like, let's just rest today. You've been doing fine so far. You deserve a break. And the deadliest one of all, You can always start tomorrow. That voice isn't evil. It's ancient. It's the voice of survival, not expansion. But if you keep obeying it, you'll shrink your entire life down to a series of distractions and delays. You weren't born to scroll. You weren't born to chase quick dopamine hits. You weren't born to live on autopilot, numbing your discomfort with comfort food, comfort shows, and comfortable lies. You were born to stretch, to risk, to break, to rebuild. But every time you choose comfort over courage, you reinforce the idea that safety matters more than meaning. And slowly, you become a ghost in your own story. You stop reaching. You stop creating. You stop feeling truly alive. And here's where it gets dangerous. The more you listen to that comfort-craving part of your brain, the stronger it gets. Until one day you don't even try anymore. You don't even want more anymore. You've settled, not because life beat you, but because you trained your brain to expect less from you. To become someone you're proud of, you're going to have to do 1,000 things you hate. Wake up earlier, lift weights when you're exhausted, have hard conversations, cut off people who drain you, sit in silence and face your demons instead of numbing them with screens. And none of that will feel motivating. It will feel raw, humiliating, lonely. But that's how you rewire a brain that's been addicted to the easy way out. You don't wait for the fear to go away. You walk through it anyway. You don't wait for the voice in your head to shut up. You get louder than it. You become the one who says, yes, this hurts. Yes, this is scary. Yes, this is unfamiliar. But I'm doing it anyway. Because the alternative is staying small. And deep down, you know you weren't made for small. There's something you need to admit. Something you've probably known for a long time but keep running from. You already know what to do. You've known for months, maybe even years. The real problem has never been knowledge. It's never been access to information. It's not that you haven't found the right video, the right book, the right system. It's that you haven't made the decision to actually start. Because once you start, once you really start, your excuses die. Your story collapses. And you're left face to face with the truth. You were always capable. You were just afraid. Afraid of change. Afraid of failure. Afraid of success and the pressure it brings. Afraid of who you'll have to leave behind. Afraid of who you'll have to become. So you stayed busy, distracted, working on it. But in reality, you were just postponing the discomfort of becoming real. You don't need a checklist. You don't need a morning routine from a billionaire. You don't need a new app, planner, or accountability partner. What you need is a choice, a hard, painful, no turning back kind of choice, to stop negotiating with your lesser self, to stop bending your standards every time your mood dips, to stop acting like your future can wait for you to grow up. You've already spent enough nights lying in bed thinking about what could be. You've already fantasized about how your life would feel if you actually followed through. You've already felt the ache of untapped potential, the sting of jealousy watching others live the life you said you wanted. That pain you feel when you see someone doing what you could be doing? That's not resentment, it's a reminder. That's your mirror. And every day you keep pretending you need more time, that mirror gets harder to look at. Let this be the moment where you stop preparing and start becoming. Where you stop watching and start acting. Where you stop saying one day and realize that today is the day. Yes, it will be hard. Yes, you'll stumble. Yes, you'll want to quit. But none of that matters as much as one thing. You start. Even if it's messy, even if it's small, even if no one else believes in you yet, because you already know what to do. You've always known. You're just one decision away from becoming the person you were meant to be. But no one can make that decision for you. Not a friend, not a mentor, not a motivational video, only you. You made it to the end of this video, not because you were motivated, but because some part of you deep down knows it's time. You're not lazy, you're not broken, you're not hopeless, you're just asleep. And for too long, you've been waiting for something outside of you to wake you up. A breakup, a job loss, a rock bottom moment. Something that would finally light the fire. But here's the truth most people never realize until it's too late. Rock bottom doesn't wake you up. Decisions do. You don't need another crisis. You don't need more pain. You just need to choose. Choose to act without feeling ready. Choose to move without knowing the outcome. Choose to become the person your future self will thank you for, not pity. This life you want, the body, the peace, the impact, the freedom, it's not waiting for you to feel like it. It's waiting for you to get serious. And the scariest part? No one is coming to save you. No mentor, no friend, no moment of clarity, only you. The version of you that finally shows up even when it's hard, even when it's lonely, even when no one's clapping. So here's your wake-up call. Not a quote, not a high, not a fleeting burst of inspiration. Just a truth. If you want a different life, you have to become a different person. No one can do it for you. No one can want it enough for you. But if you decide right now, then this isn't just the end of a video. It's the beginning of everything.